No, I realize I'm way into this story. Maybe a lot of people in my audience aren't, but Oprah did a good job with Jay Leno, I have to say.
She did.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I only watched some clips of it. I didn't get to see it.
She did a very good job because she let that jerk off talk, and boy, did he come off bad.
I know that he was sitting there with the Serious J face.
Oh, Serious J. And he just came off so badly.
Well, I know, and people in the press, you know, in those entertainment shows were pointing out his contradictory answers.
Yeah, well, I was watching it, and while I was watching it, my dad actually called me, which is rare, and he said, I just saw Oprah on with Jay Leno, and that Jay's some character. What a weasel.
He comes off as a weasel,
yeah,
if you look at the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, my dad isn't that judgmental, but my goodness, I mean, you know, here it is. He's on Oprah. Let me see if I can boil it down to a 2-second explanation rather than play you. I could play you a bunch of clips of Jay.
I would love to hear. I mean, I'm fascinated with this story, too.
But here's the point. You know, okay, he comes on, and at first he says he was very upset when NBC told him it would be his last 5 years. NBC fired him.
Yeah.
Essentially. And when you're a wealthy man, like Jay Leno is, you don't have to put up with a lot of horse shit.
Well, that's the whole idea, getting the FU money.
Right. So, you know, okay, he was fired by NBC, which is humiliation. They bring in Conan. And then Jay agrees at some point to go on at 10 o'clock. And then in this timeline that Jay Leno himself is drawing for Oprah, his show fails at 10 o'clock. And they come to him and say, well, you know, Conan's not doing so great. We're going to put you on at 11:30 and put Conan on at 12. And Jay says to NBC executives, is Conan okay with this?
Conan's going to go for this?
Is Conan going to go for this? And they go, yeah, don't worry, Conan will go for it. Conan then, of course, did not go for it.
Like a man.
Right, because, you know, I've been fired many times in my life. And when you get fired, you get pissed, and you go off and you do something else. Jay Leno refuses to leave. He's been fired and humiliated by NBC 2 times now. And what he did was he says to NBC, is Conan okay with it? Conan says, I'm not okay with it. And what does Jay do? Jay takes the job anyway. And for the life of me, this is so obvious that Jay Leno's a desperate, clinging fucknut.
Well, he's like a guy whose wife wants to go, but he won't let her.
Yeah, and he stays in this relationship no matter what they do to him. He's like a battered wife.
He's a cuckold.
He's a cuckold. and then what he does, you know, is he acts shocked. Johnny Carson got thrown out of his position so Jay could take over.
Right.
We've seen this behavior from NBC. Jay Leno's a successful guy. He could go to Fox, he could go to ABC, go anywhere. But he insists on staying at this NBC to the point that he fucks over his supposed friend, excuse me, Conan O'Brien.
Well, he fucked over Letterman before that.
Yeah. He's just desperate for this job in NBC. And how he doesn't see any of this.
Well, how are you going to see yourself? I mean, he doesn't. The villain never sees himself as a villain.
And he is on this Oprah show trying to, and then he says at one point to Oprah, he goes, you know, and this is such horseshit coming from Jay. He goes, you know, look, I got 184 people that work on The Tonight Show. I don't know the number, something like that. 213 people work on The Tonight Show. And every time Oprah asked him a tough question, he'd go, look, she goes, why do you even want this job? Like, why are you carrying on with this Tonight Show? Why do you want to be the villain? Go do something else. And he goes, well, I've got 184 people who work for me. I'm worried about them. You want to strangle the guy and go, well, you're not worried about Conan's people? What, your people are better than Conan's?
Conan's people need jobs, too.
Right. And you can bring
Conan's got people.
And you can bring your show anywhere and bring all your people with you, you fucker. He's just such a nauseating character. You only hope America rejects him. I actually went on Oprah Online after the interview. I've never been on Oprah Online.
To comment?
No. Oprah has a show after the Oprah show where she pulls the audience, kind of sits there with the audience and talks about for an hour.
What they just saw?
Yeah, what they just saw. And I watched a few people. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It gets a little boring, but it's tedious. But there was a woman in the audience, the first woman up, who said, I listened to what Jay had to say. He comes off like a douche, and, you know, I don't basically agree with him. You know, she didn't say it like that, but she basically said, I think Jay's the villain in this. even after the Oprah interview. And then some other person was like, I don't understand. He's not doing anything wrong. And, Oprah was defending him a little bit on this after show, saying, didn't you hear he said he didn't want to leave and, this kind of thing. But the bottom line is, Jay, that's why people are angry at Jay. Now, during the interview with Oprah, Jay said the other night Jimmy Kimmel sucker punched him. Jimmy Kimmel was on Jay's show and did a feature called 10 at 10. And you know about this. Jimmy kind of razzed Jay on it.
Well, he'd been razzing him on his own show.
Right.
And then Jay invited him on The Tonight Show. What did he expect?
And Jimmy got on his own show and gave it to Jay Leno. And I wrote Jimmy a note. And I said, I'm really proud of you because that was real good stuff. And you got to hear Jay just whining through this interview. You know that impression I do where you go, but he really does that.
Yeah.
It's not an exaggeration. It's like,
he squeaks like a door that needs oil.
It was kind of a sucker punch. That's what we. At one point, Oprah says, are you hurt by what people are saying about you now? And he goes, well, it's comedians. It's what we do. It doesn't hurt. We're like boxers. We're like, they hit you. The guy gives you a hard punch. You take it. It stings and it hurts. But so in one breath he says it doesn't hurt. Then he says it does hurt. Then he's a boxer.
Everybody pulled to show that Jay was hurt, but he lied. Yeah. Right away, the first thing he does is lie and say no. Yeah.
He should have said, yeah, it does hurt. Of course it hurts. When people are, I'm used to being, everyone's in love with me.
This is why I'm here, Oprah. Right. I'm miserable about this.
He's on Oprah because it doesn't hurt. Then he did that same rap again about his money and how he lives off his stand-up money. I'm a stand-up.
He's still saying that?
Oh, yeah. He's still, it's that same boring fucking speech. I hate
Who
Jay.
the F cares what money he's living on? He's got more money than God. If he doesn't want to spend it, that's his stupidity. But why beat us up with it?
What is that rap? I don't even know what he's going for there.
First of all, 1 year of his television show is more money than most people make in a lifetime.
Right. Oh, I banked that.
But he's saying it's so volatile, if I start living on that money and get used to that money, I might get destitute.
Right.
When it goes away.
That has to piss off everyone. You know what I mean? Listening to this guy talk about how he banks his, fuck you. I don't know, man. He just came off so poorly.
I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. I've got 100 clips here. I don't know how into it you want to get. It just was infuriating me sitting there watching it. I would love that he comes off poorly. I told you he's not human. But he goes into a long explanation about how really he should take the Tonight Show because Conan didn't do well. And it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And if you don't have the numbers, but why does he need?
But wouldn't it have been better for him even if he had left, gone to Fox, Conan failed.
Right.
And NBC was without a late-night franchise.
That's right. Teach him a lesson, for Christ's sakes. How many times are you going to bend over and take a shiv up your ass from this NBC? How many times are you going to be fired? How many times are you going to be humiliated? They let you go. Where's your fucking gumption in all this? And why do you want to take away Conan's Tonight Show? Why do you want to be a part of that? You said to NBC, if Conan is okay with this, I'll do 11:30 to 12. Conan wasn't okay with it, so you say, be a man and say, well, if Conan's not okay with it, I'm done. I'm going to go to another network. It's not like he wouldn't have a job. He'd probably have a better job.
But he had already become damaged goods.
Yeah.
He let them do that to him again.
Right. Keeps letting him fuck him in the ass. When we got fired from NBC, if they had called 2 weeks later and said, won't you guys come back, what would you have said?
No.
Of course.
Why would we go back there?
Right. They treated us like shit. And I had no money. I didn't have any stand-up money or any money. We didn't make a lot of money. Because you have integrity.
Stand-up money.
Yeah. Where's my stand-up money? And my separate show money and stand-up money.
Right. You're not banking. You can't bank anything.
I had zero money, a new baby.
And, well, actually one on the way. Deborah wasn't born yet.
Right.
You had one and one on the way.
Yeah. And I had $0. Zero in the bank. Nothing. And I was fired. And if they'd called me, I would have said, fuck you. Because I knew I could get work somewhere else. I mean, Jay knows he can go somewhere. This son of a bitch will fuck anyone over just to get that Tonight Show job. He'll suck NBC's cock all day and night.
He undermined the guy who gave it to him. He undermined another guy who was a friend of his and helped support his career to get it.
He's like a maniac.
And now he's done it to Conan.
Yeah. He's insanely motivated. And Oprah said, "Did you call Conan?" He's like, "Nah, it's not a good." Well, she goes, "Well, why not? Why not call him if you did nothing wrong?" "Yeah, it's not time. Maybe let some time pass." And then, and then,
Yeah, till that kick in the groin I gave him eases.
Yeah.
Did she ever ask him about taking the 10 o'clock show and failing so miserably?
Yeah, there's a bunch. She was good. She asked him everything.
Ruined the Tonight Show as well.
She asked him everything.
Okay.
And he assumes Conan's just going to go over to Fox and get his job. And, everything's going to be fine for Conan. And he goes back on his word. He goes, well, if Conan's okay with it, I'm okay with it. Conan's not okay with it. That's all right. Let's just fucking throw Conan out anyway.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. He's an amazing weasel. He is a weasel and a half.
You know what the thing is? If Conan was okay with it, isn't the point. Jay was not going to step back and say, then I won't take that first half hour.
That's right. Why does Jay think it's his responsibility to now go back and save NBC? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so Conan wasn't doing well.
But he's saying the reason why did Conan get fired then? If it was under the radar that Conan was doing badly,
right. Why did he?
How'd he get fired?
How come Jay got fired but got rehired and Conan didn't? If Jay had any integrity, would have gone to NBC and said, "You know what, NBC, you fuckers, you fired me twice already. It's enough.
Yeah.
I'm sick of you." Yeah,
and leave him high and dry. No 10 o'clock,
Right.
no
Right.
11:30.
Now you have Conan. Good luck to you.
You got to get rid of him. I'm going.
Right. He has no integrity. He'll bend over for any man on the planet. That's what it looks like. Jay just bends over and takes the big shiv up his ass. But that's the kind of weasel he is. I've been saying it for years. Well, it's just ridiculous that he's
there.
Keeps getting fired and humiliated by NBC. Takes it.
It's amazing that he's still there.
And he said, point blank, I'm only taking, in his own words, I'm only taking this job if it's okay with Conan. And it wasn't okay with Conan, and he took it anyway.
Took the whole thing.
Right. So he decided to stay and take it up the ass from NBC again.
Even though, you got the number one. They said, we so don't care about your number one. We want you to leave 7 months early.
I have NBC logos on all my shirts. I didn't want to change my shirt logos. He is a douchebag beyond all. I was really proud of Jimmy Kimmel giving it to him.
Yeah.
Very proud. Very, very much like that.
Well, it seems that it's what you do. NBC does it. Jay loves it.
Well, you would think when they came up with that 10 o'clock bullshit, he would have said, "You know what, NBC, you've been dicking me around. I did a great job for you. I'm going to Fox or ABC. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
That would have been the man's way to do it. It's not, Jay wouldn't have been without a job. Stupid asshole.
You know what? I don't know what will happen when he goes back into late night. But man.
But you got to pray that people will reject him.
But the show sucked at 10.
Yeah, well, it sucked at 11:30, but for some reason at 11:30 it's different.
People don't care that it sucks.
I hear you putting on quite a show for the TV guys.
Oh, jeez.
Can't you just told me you had your hands over the head and everything?
I was just enjoying.
Hey, look, there you are on the monitor. I missed the whole performance. Look at you. It's cute. You should have been a go-go dancer.
Continuing to work while I do all that. Right on the computer.
That's sexy. You should put that up on YouTube.
Oh, stop.
Put that on our TV. I like it.
Oh, no.
That's cute. Very uninhibited. You move very well. For a woman your age, you move very, very well.
My age.
Very fluid.
I can move.
Robin, so you got caught dancing during a commercial break.
Why don't you guys turn off the cameras during the commercial break? That's my time.
Well, that was my next question. Don't you realize after all these years that we always have a camera on you?
I know that, but I still try to have my moment. I don't expect that to show up on the air just because there's a camera.
It's your time to let loose?
Yeah, I gotta, shake it out.
Is it embarrassing seeing yourself dancing on there?
Yes, it is. Which is what you love.
We love it.
Well, have fun. And maybe you've ended my